get it down. No worries. All right, we welcome the University of Colorado Buffaloes head coach J.R. Payne, Quay Miller, and Frida Foreman. Coach, we'll have you open, and then we'll take questions.
I'm just really happy with how we played, of course. We had a great week of practice. A lot of people keep asking us, well, how are you guys doing? And my thought is we're in a great place. We're in as good a place as we've been. Maybe we just like to be an underdog, and we are the underdog now. We love that. That's comfortable. We feel good about how we played. We feel good about, just where we are and excited to have a great tournament.
Thank you. We'll go right here, right behind you.
Eden Lassie, Yahoo Sports. For you at this point in your career, just what does it mean to, be able to beat someone like Kelly Graves, who sat up here and talked about how much he loves and respects you? What does that mean to you?
Well, someone asked me before the game, does it feel different to play Kelly than anyone else? And the answer is no. We're just trying to play great basketball and win a game. Kelly is like my dad, so I love him. His team is always my other team, as far as I'm always cheering for them, when we're not playing against them. In a lot of ways, I am who I am as a coach because of Kelly. So he's my family, and it's, we always are happy when our team wins when we play against each other, but it's always a little bit bittersweet. It's always great to be with him.
Okay. Second row.
JR, Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. You mentioned that underdog mentality. Quay talked about it, too, earlier this week. Did you feel a sense of freedom in the way that you guys played now that you're kind of back in that state?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's actually, if that's why, but, man, we had a great week of practice. We're mission focused. We are locked in, and we feel really good about just where we are and what we can do.
All right, front row here.
Hey, Coach, Palmer Alexander, In the Zone Network. What's the status with Charlotte Whitaker?
Charlotte is fine. Yeah, I think she rolled her ankle, but she's one of the toughest gals you could ever meet, so she'll be fine.
Go ahead.
Quay, we had kind of talked about, a tough week, or you mentioned a tough week you had last year in this tournament. You set the tone today. Came out, hit your first 3 or 4 shots. And how important was that for you today to get started for yourself, but also for this team?
Yeah. I don't know. I really just go out there and just try to have the best energy that I can. And I think that when my teammates see that type of energy, they feed off that, and that gets them going, but it also gets me going as well. So to see light and joy and just the freeness in everybody's spirit today, I think that's what got me going, and that's the run that is what contributes to everyone's run. Just our spirit and synergy out there was really great.
Yeah.
Up in the back.
Coach Brett Taylor, KZI 9 Sports back here. Sorry, I know.
It's echoing.
Kind of keeping on that underdog mentality. The first time you guys took on Oregon State, you guys were obviously the favorite in those games. Now the roles have kind of been reversed.
Yep.
What is it about that matchup that has given you guys so much trouble, and how do you guys adjust for that in this game coming up tomorrow?
Well, I can't give away all our secrets, right? Because the game is tomorrow. No, I think a lot of it is what Quay's talking about. At this point in the season, I don't think anybody's doing anything different. We're not adding any new offense or defense, and neither are they. So just being able to feel really good about who you are, what you can do, understanding, strengths and weaknesses of both ball clubs, and just playing very free and very loose. And I'm really, really excited that we got a chance to play today like that.
Jeff, when you're ready.
Yes, Jeff Metcalf, Pac-12 Hotline. You got a veteran team, and you guys all know what the postseason is all about. What's the difference that you feel now that you've gotten to the postseason, just in terms of this is go time?
Mm-hmm. I think this is something also that we touched on a little bit. We understand that our backs truly are against the wall. That's something that we've talked about, but I think that now, knowing that we can lose one game and go home compared to having one game, going back to the chalkboard, talk about what we did wrong, it's win or go home from now, and I think that we play our best when we're under that type of, I don't want to call it pressure, but I guess pressure, because pressure is a privilege, so we get that being here.
All right, Lindsay.
Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. When did Jalen break her nose?
Last weekend.
Okay, so
Yeah.
has she played with a mask for
Yeah.
a while now?
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple games, although to be fair, she tore it off in the first minute of the last game we played. So she
Okay.
just
Well, it didn't seem to impact her today. I mean, she wasn't that far from a triple-double.
Yeah.
What I wondered was, with Oregon State, do you buy into that philosophy of it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season? Does that give you an edge?
I do not. I mean, Oregon could have said that about us today. But I think, like I said, everyone's playing really well right now. Everyone just knows who they are. I think the team that knows who they are and feels really good about who they are is a team that's very dangerous this time of year. And certainly we are that team. We showed that today. And so, yeah, no, I'm not a big metaphor person. Like I'm not real touchy-feely like that. We just want to do our job, play great, stay together, be connected.
Frida, you knocked down the 3 threes in the fourth quarter. You gave a little shrug after the last one, which you've done before. But how important is that for you? I know each day is a new day, but how big is that for you to kind of get in that zone before a big game tomorrow?
Yeah, it's really great. I think just seeing the ball go through the net so many times, and we got a big game tomorrow. So I'm actually just happy we had this first game, and playing against the zone, obviously you get a lot of like catch and shoot threes that you don't really have to move that much to get. The ball kind of does the work for you, and your teammates moving the ball does the work for you. So yeah, I think it was great, and we had a lot of people just scoring today and doing great. So I think it was just good for all of our confidence and just feeling at peace with this court and the hoop and for tomorrow.
For Frida, or anybody else can answer too, but you guys obviously didn't finish the regular season the way you wanted to. Was it important to not only get a win, but to play like this? And as good as practice felt this week, was it important to do it in a game and just look like this again?
Yeah, for sure. I think it was important for all of us. Also, I think we showed each other today that we're all there, we're all locked in, we're all ready. Like everyone really contributed, and I think that was just important for our overall like unity and synergy and stuff like that. So I think we're super ready and connected for tomorrow and the rest of this tournament.
Over here, second row.
Susan Shaw, Forbes.com. This is the last Pac-12 tournament, so I'm wondering, what does it mean to you to be playing in your last Pac-12 tournament?
I feel old. I feel old because it's history, you know? Like, when I talk to my dad about when he played, he'd be like, it used to be the Pac-10, or I'm just like, that's crazy, because now there's no Pac-12, and yeah, I just feel old.
Yeah, I really wanted to play in the Pac-12 when I got recruited. Like, that was a big thing for me. I remember watching, like, Sabrina and those guys playing, and I was like, oh my God, I really want to play in a conference like that where they play like that. So it's bittersweet, but really happy to just have been a part of it and be part of this last tournament.
Back row here.
Harris Simeon, Skill Sports. Coach, 22 or more assists all 3 times you played the Ducks this season. What's allowed you to move the ball so effectively as you had against the team, particularly Oregon?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is just that we have a lot of veterans on our team, and so we're able to, and very unselfish group, like we like to share the ball, and so I think when you see a zone defense, which is mostly what they play, it kind of gives you the confidence to just move the ball and keep it moving until you find a great shot. And so I think the veteran status just allows us to be confident in doing that, knowing that different people can score in different ways in different places, and just keep it moving until you get a great look. And I think that's why the assist numbers are like that.
Brian?
Sort of a two-part question for you, Coach, but you're looking at trying to win 4 games in 5 days here. So how important was it that you kept minutes off of the legs today, but also got some really nice contributions from, Sarah and Michaela and a bunch of girls off the bench?
Yeah, I think it was huge. We actually Frida and I were just talking about the fact that we're really happy we played today. Like, it's really cool. We've experienced the court, we've felt the balls, we've seen it go through the hoop. So all of that is great. With that being said, we didn't want to have to play anybody 40 minutes because then it sort of becomes a disadvantage. So yeah, really great. I mean, the numbers were very low for a lot of key contributors, and like you said, a lot of good experience and minutes for Michaela and Sarah and Jaden and Bree, and lots of people that don't always get quite as many minutes. So really good for us.
Here on the end.
Hi, Coach. Rylan Scholes with Ralphie Report. Set some records today. Lowest amount of points allowed Pac-12 tournament history, lowest opposing field goal percentage in Pac-12 history. Do you guys pay that any mind? Does that make an impact going forward?
I don't know that we pay that much attention. I think we all know we played pretty well. And so we feel good. We always say we just want to play great basketball, and I think we did that today. So regardless of the stats or things like that, we know we played well, and that feels good, and we want to keep that going. Sort of to Quay's point or your point of being the last tournament, it's kind of cool to set a record, in the last Pac-12 tournament. And so we'll be proud of that, in time. Right now, we just want to rest, and refocus for Oregon State.
Lindsay?
JR, like you mentioned, Kelly really well. He has been under a lot of scrutiny this year. A lot of people have asked, why do you think you can turn this program around? You know him, you know his staff, you know how he operates.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be able to fix things? And if so,
Absolutely.
why?
Absolutely. Kelly, to me, is one of the greatest people I've ever known. He's one of the hardest working coaches I've ever known. He's an incredible recruiter. He gives his players a lot of freedom to be able to play free and loose. And I have no doubt that they're going to sign some great players this spring, and get back to where they've been. I mean, how many programs? He must have a world record for just building programs, and so this is a little bit different in that he's built this one before. Now they're not quite as great as they've been. He'll build it right back. I have absolutely no doubt.
We'll do one more question in the back here.
Frida and Quay, either of you can answer this. You guys both said the word peace. You wanted to come into this game being at peace. Has that been a focus, and why is that important to you guys?
Sure. No, you can go.
Yeah, it's funny. I think just we've been on a hard stretch, and we've all just really tried to think about things we can do better, really just trying to improve, and that's not a very peaceful process. But I think we also know that to play well, we need to be confident, we need to believe in what we can do and in our team philosophy. So I think that's what we mean by being at peace with who we are. And of course, we always want to improve, but also knowing that what we have is good enough. And I think that we all feel confident with that right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Peace for me is something that I try to focus on every day, just because when you're in a long basketball season, it gets repetitive, and being with the around the same people, you love them, but at some point you have to have a little bit of time to yourself so that you can have a good balance. And I don't know, when everybody is just feeling peaceful and get that time to themselves, it's nice to be around one another. Not that it's not when tensions are high, but I just feel like everyone needs to experience just having that me time so that they can refuel themselves to be able to, contribute to the energy or whatever we need each other to do.
I think that's a good place to wrap, unless any further. Okay, we'll wrap it there. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.